Hello. I found some old clips of this game called Splitgate, and I was just gonna upload them as they were because I thought they looked kind of fun. But I have some more feelings about this game that I don't really have anywhere else to talk about. It's a game that I love, but it's not a game that I've played for a long time, and I don't think I really will be able to play it. Not until Splitgate 2 comes out, at least. This is voiceover, and unfortunately the clips that I have here have me hot micing a little bit, which means that I'll do some ungraceful and disturbing breathing sounds as I readjust. And maybe burping as well, I do that a lot. And you'll also hear some music in the background, which I was listening to on YouTube and that got recorded as well. The music here is from Zenmotic, which is a game with similar vibes. It's like an arena shooter as well. So, I will start my feelings by saying that this is a game that I love, and it is a game that is effectively dead, though not completely unplayable at this point. I'll explain. I'll start with the Steam charts. So here is the Splitgate Steam charts website. As you can see, it's not doing very well here, and as you can see here, it did exceptionally well at one point. This is where we are now in, what is the time? November 2025. So I got this clip in April here. So this is how dead the game was when I got the clips for this. And when I first started playing the game, we were all the way down here. I think I played somewhere around up to this point. And the game was definitely better early on, just because of they changed the way that you see different game modes, and some of them got cut off, particularly the ones that were my favorite. So the development for Splitgate 1 ended quite some time ago, and they were working on a Splitgate 2. And they did like a beta release for that, and it didn't go well. People didn't like it, so they pulled the game out of being available, and it's gone back into development, which I think a lot of people agree is the right thing to do. You wouldn't catch a AAA studio dead doing that kind of thing. But it sounds like they're still trying to work on making a good Splitgate 2 game. But they said something like, to keep costs down so that they can do this, they have to pull the servers for the first game. And for a while, Splitgate 1 was completely unplayable, except for maybe offline stuff. But apparently they have recently added like peer-to-peer hosting. And there's like a server list in the game now. But because the main servers are off now, you don't have access to like all of your stats or records or anything like that, or any items that you've unlocked. So to compensate for that, they've let you just have access to all the cosmetics, which I think is really cool. And I've made myself a sexy looking man now. Anyway, so that's the state of the game right now. You saw the Steam charts and how low the players' numbers are. It was like maybe 30 servers in the list when I looked. So you could still play the game, but you're extremely limited for choice. If you don't like the skill level of the players available, then you're a little bit screwed. You know, you're not going to have your ideal experience. So I should talk about what Splitgate actually is. For those who don't know, it's an arena shooter game. So you've got a small map and you've got like 8 players running around in it. It's got the portal mechanics from Valve's Portal game, where you get to have 2 portals that you can place on certain areas, and you can travel between these 2 portals. In this game, you can shoot through them as well, which changes things a lot. It's a really cool idea, and it worked out really well, especially in the way they've done it. You see, you'll see in this clip that there's like these glowing surfaces, these grid surfaces, that those are the only places you can put portals on, and this lets the devs craft these maps to be better balanced. So if they decide that like one area is too strong with portals, then they can just remove that portal surface. So it's a really cool, it's a really neat little idea. This lets you be really, really strategic, where you can put portals behind the enemy and then put the second portal on the cover that you're using. You'll see the clips that I have here do this a lot. And you can also change your position entirely just by going through the cover you were shooting through. It's a crazy amount of fun, and it makes you feel very, very big-brained. It's one of the main draws for this game. Once you've had a taste of it, even as a new player, you'll just put 2 portals down somewhere, and you'll feel like an absolute genius when you get your first like 5 kills in a row from that. It's beautiful. You can go through the enemy portals, you can shoot through the enemy portals, and you can destroy enemy portals by using the 2 grenades that you spawn with. These grenades don't do any damage to players, but they have an AoE effect that destroys any portals in its range. Everyone also gets a jetpack, though this jetpack is not very good. It is slow to rise, so you can't really use it for evasion in any way, and it doesn't have enough fuel in a burst to get you super high anywhere. You can't float around in the ceiling. It's really only good enough to like get on top of a box that you couldn't jump high enough to get to, or you know, like from the floor of here to like the 2nd floor. But that's about it. The jetpack's not that great otherwise. You can use it to like glide from a high place to somewhere else further away. And I think it's more important for like keeping momentum and keeping in the sky when you're doing funny tricks with the portal. If you're familiar with Portal 2, you'll get these sections where you need to like shoot a portal really far down in a ditch. You jump down into it, and then you launch yourself out from another portal surface at high speed. You can do that in this game. There's a few maps that allow for that, and the jetpack helps you redirect yourself. And I think that's the best part, the most important thing that the jetpack has to offer in this game is in those moments where you're traveling at high speed. The weapons that are in this game are eerily similar to what you would get from the Bungie Halo games. You've got your assault rifle, you've got your DMR, battle rifle, pistol, shotgun, sniper, rocket launcher, a few other things as well. But the main thing I want to mention about this Halo-esque weapon set in Splitgate is that Splitgate has balanced them exceptionally well. I'm really impressed, because Halo was terrible with its weapon balance. You know, in Halo you get the Covenant weapons for the most part, which is completely obsolete in the face of like a DMR or a battle rifle that you would spawn with. And these, like, once you get the sniper rifle in those Halo games, that was the dominant weapon. Nothing really compared to it except something with AoE, like the grenades or the rocket. In this game, you can match a sniper rifle person using the weapons that you spawn with, because unless that sniper guy gets a headshot on his first shot on you, then you could kill him fast enough where his second shot might not be able to fire. Both the assault rifle and the DMR can contend with sniper at long range. If they miss their first shot, you could still probably kill them fast enough before they get their second or at least third shot off. On top of that, why be over here when you can be over there right next to him? You could just portal across the entire map and just drop right on top of him. So, where every other game has big trouble with snipers feeling very oppressive and unapproachable, this game, snipers can't get away from you. Wherever they are, you are. You could just portal on them. This is not to say that there's no point in picking up weapons because what you spawn with is the best. I mean, the sniper still kills in one headshot.
Yikes!
And you can, you know, flick headshot people, get lucky with very brief windows of opportunity that other guns couldn't get the kill in. But I'm just saying that, like, when somebody gets one of these powerful weapons, you don't feel like you're hopeless. It doesn't feel like a lost cause to go against them. There are a lot of people in my close friend group who would play this with me. We would often get like at least 4 and sometimes 5 or 6 people wanting to play, and unfortunately the teams and the lobby to invite people would only go up to 4, so there was often someone left disappointed. Which is not something that usually happened amongst all the games that we played. This game just happened to be a lot more popular, and I think it was well deserved. It was incredible fun. So, yeah, one of the things that we did and competed with each other on is this time trial thing that we initially used just to get better with using the portals very quickly and thinking with portals better during combat. But it ended up being like a silly competitive thing to see who could get the best time in this time trial thing. And I probably try harder the most on it. And I was not always the person with the best time. I worked really hard to beat it and make sure that they would never be able to beat the next time I got an even better score. And I'm pretty sure I left off with the absolute best score. And unfortunately, with the current state of the game, it doesn't show you the records of all of your friends and who got what times they got. So I just have to make unprovable claims that I'm better than everyone else. But I remember it well that it was the thing I was most proud of, that no one was able to beat my time trial. Not that there were too many of them actually trying. There was at least 2 of them that did, but they kind of gave up. I guess the point of this is that there was alternative game modes that were also fun as well. Just, I'm showing you in the clip in the background one of the time trials, the ones that I got a really good time on. This is really just me now trying to figure out the sequence of events that I had to do, and definitely not doing it nearly as good as I did before. I'll also play the clip of the person who at one point had the world record for it, and it's absolutely crazy to watch. I tried to copy what he did, and I couldn't even come close to the time that he did it in. But it was a lot of fun. It was just, I had as much fun doing this as like playing the rest of the game. So there's that. And I guess maybe the deeper point about this is that the whole friend group was very energetic about this game. We got excited to play it. We got excited about getting better at the game. We got excited about learning about new tricks that you can do with the portals, or certain maps, or certain guns, or just, I don't know, anything. It was a game that got us excited, and that isn't something that happened very often with too many other games. This was a game that we looked forward to playing. Other games were just like, yes, it's there, but, you know, at the end of the day, you could forget about it. This was a game where you wouldn't forget about it. You'd think about the next day playing it. It sounds like an unhealthy addiction, but those are the best addictions. So while I'm remembering this game very fondly, it's also weird in hindsight to see that the game is effectively dead. It's really sad, I think. I guess still waiting on the Splitgate 2 and see what that's going to be about. But it's still just so weird to think that this game that felt mostly perfect, it was like 95% perfect, to just seemingly die like this. I guess I had my reasons. We had our group had our reasons. We played it for quite a bit, and maybe we burnt out. Maybe it felt like well, it is a fairly small game. It's not expansive with massive amounts of content to play. Maybe it was just a case of we played as all there was to play. We played it as much as we needed to play it. Got as good as we needed to get. But I would like to hear from other people why they stopped playing. Do they feel the same way? They stopped playing but don't really know why? Because the game went from like 60,000, 30,000 all the way down to what it is now in only like 2 years. But this game felt as good or better than like the Halo multiplayer. I mean, Halo had other good things going for it. It had lore. It had vehicles. I don't know. It had like other passionate things about it. Whereas Splitgate doesn't really have any lore behind it. It's just kind of like it's just kind of like a commercial themed arena shooter where there's no like real military conflicts, there's nothing on the line, it's all just a sport. Yeah, that's the right word. It's a sport in the lore. And I think it's really cool that way. Visually, it's very, very appealing. I mean, look at it. It's drop dead gorgeous. But I guess, you know, Halo has more things pulling you back. It's got deeper lore, and they're still coming out with, like, comics or something for Halo, but nothing like that for this. I wonder if this game died out because it was kind of like a new skill concept. So, like, everyone's familiar with, like, Halo-style weapons, so that's definitely not the problem, especially since they did such a fantastic job with the balance and how it feels and everything. But, what about the use of portals? I definitely know that going against less portal-skilled players, they really get dunked on sometimes. They really just get outplayed over and over and over, and they really struggle to come back. I mean, once they look at you in a direct line of sight or using a portal of their own, they can shoot you. But when you put portals behind their back, they don't seem like very portal aware. This is a skill that I've picked up. I can handle enemy portals really well. But it feels like some other players, a lot of the like newbie-seeming players, they do not handle portals well. And I wonder if this is the reason why people have dropped off, just because it's not like a skill concept they're good at. You know? I don't know. That's just a theory. I'd love to hear what other people think about that. The main gripes why I stopped playing the game, I think, is that first off, they changed the way that the different game modes are presented to you and which ones are available. At first, there was this game mode that I really loved, my friend group really loved, because it felt quite strategic, and teamwork was important in this game mode. A lot more than other game modes, it felt like. It was, I don't remember what it was called, but it's where like one of the team members from each team was chosen to be a king, and I think this could be randomized after they die, like someone else could be picked to be king, just depending on who recently respawned, I think. But yeah, it's all times, someone on the team would be like a VIP or a king, and to score points, you had to kill the enemy team's king. And they themselves couldn't use portals, but they could still move through their teammates or enemy portals. And that was by far my favorite game mode. And unfortunately, they got rid of it. Or they moved it into like a random rotation that would change every day or something. But we never managed to catch a day that had this. So we effectively never got to play it again. And we were stuck to playing the either more popular game modes or just the ones that were on the like main rotation that stayed there forever, which would be, you know, deathmatch, team deathmatch, domination, king of the hill, and also oddball. So most of those game modes, the first three that I mentioned were like very generic things. They weren't that interesting to us. They didn't require that much teamwork. It was all very rush and not very plan. And then there was Oddball, which was more interesting. However, we felt like it was very unfair to whichever team didn't have the ball. Well, more specifically, if there was a portal wizard, as we call them, someone who can rapidly teleport all around the map in a circuit so alarmingly fast they would beat a speed hacking cheetah. that's how fast they could travel the map when they knew what they were doing. But if one of those players on either team got the ball, then like the whole ball game mode just ceased to exist, and whichever team had the ball was going to win, and that was that, because not even a portal wizard seemed to be able to catch another portal wizard. So when a portal wizard got the ball, that was it. The game mode didn't exist anymore. It was 3 versus 4 from there on. It's just like a casual deathmatch kind of thing. So that really sucked. What they should have done is make it so that the person who had the ball couldn't use their own portals. They couldn't shoot their own portals out. I think that might have fixed that problem for the most part. But otherwise, it just sucked, and that's how it was. There were a couple of other game modes that were very popular and in the list that we had to play quite often, but they didn't give you normal loadouts, so it kind of missed out on a lot of the kind of like normal gameplay of being able to find weapons and pick up weapons that you get from other people. And like one of these was called SWAT, which is shown as a clip here in this video, where you spawn in with a battle rifle, and you also get a DMR, but I don't think there's much point in using it for this mode because it is one-hit headshot kills, even with a single shot of the battle rifle. So you can like spray with a little bit of horizontal drift as you do it, and you can catch heads quite easily. The DMR being a single shot weapon, there wasn't too much point using it because both weapons were like the same kind of accuracy. This game mode was fine. I was pretty good at it, but I wish I could have played more normal game modes to get more variety of weapons, because you couldn't go around picking up any other weapons in this SWAT mode. And the other popular game mode that was given to us quite often was it was kind of like deathmatch, I think, or other common game modes, but your weapons were randomized. There was one version of this where everyone's weapon was completely randomized on spawn, including the second weapon as well, so you get 2 random weapons. And this was okay, but it was silly, and I was kind of enjoying like the tactical and purposeful teamworky kind of aspect of Splitgate. The second version of this randomization is where everybody's weapons at a certain, like every minute or so, would randomize, but we would all have the same randomized weapons every now and then. That was a bit more interesting. I like that because at least we were kind of equal, but still, it's I would have liked to have the other game modes better, because like with arena shooters, being able to go find and pick up weapons and control weapon locations is part of like the strategy of it, and sometimes part of the teamwork, and this was not here for these randomization game modes or the SWAT. There was another game mode that made you spawn in with sniper and shotgun, and yeah, not really my thing, but it's a game mode that was given to us quite often. I recognize that as a game's population reduces, you kind of have to force people into a tighter space just to make sure that everyone's going to be able to play a game. But was it the players that chose these game modes? Because I was not into that. Maybe I'm just the odd one out here, but everyone else being into SWAT and sniper shotties randomization just I wasn't really there for that. But it's all there was. There was another game mode that I really did like, but I don't know why I didn't get to play it that much. I think it's because like maybe my friends had stopped playing at that time, and it was the kind of game mode where you would want your like best friends to be playing with you, you know, team stacking and such. I think it was called Takedown or Showdown. I think there were two versions of it, but the version I remembered is where it was essentially elimination in a symmetrical map that was very competitive and sterile looking, with audience cheering in the background, which I think was a really cool thing for some reason. That really added to some kind of atmosphere of feeling like you're in a sporty stadium.
1 minute remaining.
I don't know, it was cool. But yeah, it was basically just elimination with several rounds. Otherwise normal, you can go find weapons to pick up in certain locations. So it's kind of like the normal game mode I was looking for, but also elimination. And there was more of a competitive sense to it. But the main gripe I had with it is that it was only 3 players per team for some reason. And you know, I said earlier that I often had like a friend or two that was not able to join us because we were already full, and that was with 4. So like being only 3 just made it worse, and you know, I wanted to hang out with my friends. So at the time when I had friends, I had too many and couldn't play that game mode, and then there was a time when I didn't have any friends playing it with me, so I couldn't enjoy it to its fullest extent, which sucked. I think I have one clip in this video that shows this game mode. My other main gripe with the game is that you couldn't see through the enemy portals or allied portals. You could see through your own with the visuals, you could see the terrain, you could see the players, but through enemy portals and allied portals, there was nothing. It was just black. And even though you could move through it and shoot through it, information and being able to like point at the enemy correctly is important. They tried to get around this, improve that experience by making it so when there was an enemy next to a portal, it would be blinking with a glow around the sides and on the inside to like alarm you into knowing that there was an enemy next to it and possibly looking through it at you. I don't know if the enemy had to be close for this or if they could still look through but be far away. I don't know, I don't remember that well. But also they tried to improve this so that if you were pointing at the enemy through the portal, your crosshair would light up red, so that you knew if you clicked, you would get a hit. That was a pretty good guarantee. Crosshair red, click, get hit. I think they also mentioned that the hitboxes of enemies are larger through portals, so that you have an easier time fighting back despite not being able to see them. Of course, you've got those grenades that can destroy the portals, but they're kind of like a slow reacting thing. If you planned on throwing a grenade at a portal while there's an enemy looking at you, he would kill you before the grenade hits. So that was not a reliable way of going about things. Hopefully Splitgate 2 fixes this, because I don't like the idea of the enemy having a kind of quirky information advantage that you could not reciprocate by looking at him the way he's looking at you. There is also the informational denial that you can't see the terrain behind his portal to see where his portal actually is. So I think that kind of sucks as well, because I like the idea that you can just be extra big brain by seeing the other side of the guy's portal and figure out where he is from there. That would be really cool, and I really hope Splitgate 2 fixes this issue. My closing thoughts are, I really hope that Splitgate 2 turns out to be good and remains popular, because Splitgate as a whole has been really, really good. It's made me feel a lot of good feelings. I miss the game. I'm going to try and play a little bit more of it with what little bit of life number 1 still has. And I don't know what Splitgate 2 offers, really. I didn't get to see the beta. I didn't get to see any trailers for it. And I'm trying to think of, you know, besides for sorting out the game modes and the portals, like, what does Splitgate 2 have to offer that's better than Splitgate 1? You know, it's like, there's that saying where, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So, like, by trying to fix it, I worry that they're going to ruin something that Splitgate 1 did right, you know? So that is a worry I have. But if they can at least like fix the game modes and the portal visibility issue, then I think that'll be worth it. The last few clips that have been put on this video are from today. So this shows that the game is still live and playable, but you're pretty much limited to just deathmatch and team deathmatch. Luckily, the players I've gone against here, they haven't been like super pros. Other games have like a skill crunch where like only the top and best players, they run out all of the players not as good as them. This doesn't seem to be the case here. The game is quite fun. A lot of these people really struggle with portals still. So yeah, Splitgate is free. Get it, have a little taste of it while you still can. And maybe this will sell you for when Splitgate 2 comes out. I will let the rest of this clip run, and then we are done. So I will see you later. Bye bye.